Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top side as the Yellow English with Beasty. Spawn south side as the Magenta Holy Roman Empire with IamMagic. And look at this map. It is a King of the Hill map. So, it all comes down to fighting the center. What is this? We got early board. Okay, so he's very familiar with this map there. And he's going for early board. And has 6 villagers onto the board, so he will get an X amount of food income. There's also the deer behind him. Roman Empire player is eyeing for just a sheeple, being inspired by the prelate. But of course, he could do the same thing as well as the Holy Empire, but able to get some good healing. Now he's taking time to herd these deer towards the town center. Very good. He did hit one of these. He is hitting some of these deer, so he does go and pick off that one.
Yeah.
So a little bit far away. Taking time to herd the deer. He could do the same as well. He sees his opponent doing. He can do. If his opponent can do it, he can do it. And since I'm not really familiar with this map, let's just take a quick look at this map. See here, we got the safe gold and stone. One mining camp back here. Oh, and his opponent doesn't get that favor, so he will have to get 2 mining camps. Of course, we got both a stone deposit in the back, his opponent's stone deposit in front. Of course, they both have a gold deposit near the center of the map. This map, I can obviously see the defensive landmarks being very effective, so likely the English player will go for the White Tower in Castle Age. On the side, of course, there's a bit of deer, a bit of berries, a bit of gold. But there's a very small amount of stone on the map, which the Holy Empire does get cheaper in place from upgrades, which could be useful. By the way, let's cover each player's economic bonuses. The English. The English do have access to one of the most powerful economies in the game, the farming. It's a great way to have a good, reliable source of food in the early game without needing to venture onto the map. The boar is still being claimed, gold still being collected. Neither side is advanced next age just yet. The Holy Empire do have the Aachen, the prelate there to improve the collection rate of nearby resources. The Aachen Chapel Estate's put in a bad location. 1, he can't put enough farms right there. 2, he could have put it like right around here in order to get the gold and the stone all collected up, as well as a bit of wood. So I don't like that placement there. He should have pushed it out over here. Sure, he would have destroyed that straggler, but freeze. He has enough wood for a lumberyard. English players starting to herd the deer into the town center. It's like herding cats. So honestly, herding cats would be easier than this. When it comes to unique units in the Feudal Age, the English, of course, has access to the longbow as well as the Feudal Age man-at-arms, the early man-at-arms. His opponent will have access to the Feudal Age man-at-arms, but that's about it. Of course, his Feudal Age man-at-arms can get quite good. Our Landschnecks, but they're Castle Age, not Feudal Age. Not like they'll be useful against longbowmen. Longbowmen, of course, will do bonus damage to them. But now Ken Chapel's now deployed in the field. It will provide some good radius. I would like to select him to see. It only partially skims over the trees over there, so I really don't like the placement of Ken Chapel. He should have put it like butts up next to the house and the mining camp there. He can always delete the house and the mining camp later, and it will help him provide some increased collection rate around the both stone deposits as well as the trees there. So this Aachen Chapel, in my opinion, is horribly placed. Maybe he was trying to put it right there so he gets better food collection with a deer. That's maybe the only reason why I could see him doing it like that. I think always, if he wants faster food collection, he always can use this sheep. 40% faster collected sheep is still quite significant. We have some longbows now being pulled out in the field. Those throw some paintings as well. Worried about any horsemen. Outpost going on up. No, I'm not used to seeing palings being placed down one at a time. I usually remember seeing them. This is always just mass formation. We got a horseman and scout now pull down the field.
Yeah. Kommet bereits. Lasset uns gehen.
Horseman and scout are trying to engage the wood line. Of course, one horseman's not a big threat. Oh, looks like he can't enter through over here. I can see the trees, I can see the ivy on the ground, so he actually can't... He may not be able to traverse this region. Huh. He's really got lucky on this placement, didn't he? Able to get one mining camp for the gold and the stone, and now good placement there for the lumber camp. We got multiple longbows to one field, got peelings everywhere. Scout now we're seeing a bit of fire there, being pursued by the horsemen. Looks like the English players are going to creep forward with a outpost in order to find network castles. He's trying to apply some aggression over here. He's probably going to pull out the white castle in this region. He may eye for a fast castle, but he's eyeing for a large number of longbowmen. Horse pupper still being claimed on up. Gold mine is still collecting at the increased rate, as well as the stone deposit as well. The wood line's now away. Got a good number of horsemen here. Of course, we got a very good number of longbowmen. Don't have any pierce damage just yet, nor pierce armor from either side. Horseman being pushed to a corner. One horseman will go down. He's trying to body block the horseman there with scout. Does take another scout, didn't body block him. Has a longbow, maybe a good idea to go for his man-at-arms. After all, man-at-arms don't really have any solid counters in feudal age. Longbowmen do hit harder, of course, but with his marching drill, he can actually keep pursuing the longbow a little bit easier. Does have his own archers in the field, and longbowmen do outrange regular archers by 2. And I got Pierce Armor now researched for the Holy Roman Power player. Let's get this outpost garrison. He does need arrow slits there to match the range of the longbowmen. These horsemen try to advance forward, but it looks like the scout does go down. And so far he's just only solely relying on this council hall for production, which does come as 2 archer ranges. Explorer is now eyeing for a tower over here. He does have some pierce damage on the way. He may want to go for siege engineer, start getting some battering rams. Archers do find some hits onto these forces. And siege engineers is on the way for now for the English. He knows his opponent's only going for archers. He has not seen any spearmen, so he really should eye for a mass horseman at this moment. He does have another outpost over here. Has been upgraded arrow slits as well. And the English player is eyeing for another outpost, so he has a good network of castles, network of outposts. Not sure what that was. We do not have multiple archer ranges going on the field. That is a poor read at the moment. In fact, mass horseman would be very effective. Looks like the villager's just out of range. Does get some damage there. Got multiple batteries not being pulled on the field. Mass Horseman will be very effective versus battering rams and versus longbowmen. Does get a bit of damage there. Does see some fire there. Does get some damage on the longbows. Outpost now seeing some fire. Of course, he can always use emergency repairs to get it healed up. That horseman does go down. That battering ram does manage to skip out of there. He does have a fill in this region, so he may want to get that repaired up. Scout receives some fire there. Now he's trying to hit this blacksmith. Does get inside the tower before receives any damage from the longbows. Outpost does get a bit of damage there as well. The Englishman does have Pierce armor himself. Horseman starting to go on down. All quite wounded. Does get the outpost not garrisoned up. Does pull back the battering rams. This battering ram's getting repaired up by a villager. Got a number of palings going up. Very nice. This one. That's got to be a bit of exploit. I'm pretty sure the palings are supposed to disappear after you move away, and he did that while moving. Outpost is severely damaged, but can be repaired up relatively soon with the emergency repairs. He may hold off emergency repairs until the battering start advancing on forward. Still no horseman. He is not eyeing horsemen whatsoever. So the Holy Empire player is not properly countering his opponent. We got the one horseman here. It will take a bit of time to take out these battering rams here. Archer fire. Outpost is now set up to full health. Outpost does go down, blacksmith goes down, but it's nothing he needs there at the moment. He is pushing forward his own battering ram, which allows him to hit the outpost there to get rid of the network castles. He's going to sacrifice some housing or make his advance. It's currently 24 longbows. There are 30 archers here, so he does have more units here. Longbowmen do have 1.37 attack speed. Regular archers right now have 1.62. Does get spilling up his fire, which does mean he doesn't really overkill too much. Looks like the outpost does go down. This battering is still pushing forward. Single horseman trying to hit it. Right now, yellow has less military force on the field. Magenta has a larger force, mostly just archers. Now got the king's palace being put on the field, not the white tower. So that was my bad guess. We have multiple barracks not being pulled up by the English. He's probably going to eye for armor-clad man-at-arms. Due to the fact that his opponent's man-at-arms can counter them in Castle Age. Until that point, armor-clad man-at-arms can be very useful. Though honestly, archers right now can only go up to 6 damage. He doesn't need armor-clad to get maxed out the armor. Probably could stand to get out his own horsemen instead. Those are the English starting to transition to some man-at-arms. His military force is right now just 3. Does get the outpost town center garrisoned on up. And yellow's almost out of sheeple here. He has not deployed any farms just yet. He does need some more wood. Does spot the king's palace. Which, of course, is deployed next to this tree deposit, so he will be able to collect that up. Quite a bit of trees on this map. Horseman does go down there. Villagers trying to collect up those trees now. Got these villagers drop off a bit of gold there. Enough for a good number of man-at-arms. Sounds good. Let's get some damage there. Now his opponent's next advanced next age. He's starting to collect up a large number of resources there. Does have a good farming base here as well. So we'll be able to get some good food collection there. Yellow does have more villagers. And two additional villagers have been killed off there by Magenta. Man arms making their way forward. We see a bit of damage there from the archers. Man arms making their advance. They do have 2 pierce arms at the moment, just not from armor clad. So these are early man at arms. Getting some damage on in. Man arms making their advance. A couple longbows still remains. He's building more longbows. Battery ram now hitting this monastery. There is relics on this map. We got 2 for each side and 1 in the center. Man arms getting some good hits there on these archers. They're getting caught up on the berries. Now we've got the Bullgrove Palace not being pulled on the field, which is ×4, ×5 barracks. Seeing his opponent's going for mass man arms to counter this, going for his own man arms is probably a good idea. But honestly, now realizing it, the man arms transition here maybe it's a temporary thing. Due to the fact that he knows he's fighting against Holy Roman Empire, he knows his man arms are much higher quality. He's not even gotten out the man arms research. Has not upgraded his man arms from early to regular man arms. So he may be just trying to use these man arms as a way to hit those archers. And he's not going to go any farther further that, though he did invest a lot of barracks into that. We now got the Bullgrove Palace now pulled on the field, way over here. So we'll quickly spawn up these men at arms for him. These men at arms need some great damage there onto these villagers. Man at arms now engaging. Let's find a good number of villagers killed there, and Yellow's captured up the sacred site in the middle of the map, so now let's count down in favor of Yellow. And those man arms have finally been cleaned on up. Yellow does got a good number of villager kills there. Now I've got crossbows now being pulled on out.
God's Swinkler be made.
These archers are advancing forward. Of course, we've got the men at arms and crossbows in this region. A couple longbowmen hits there as well. No, still encrypted by the English, so no keep eyeing the quote on field. He does have currently claimed up 1 relic and 3 picked up by Yellow, so he is going to claim the most relics. Couple conversion rituals there to panic his opponent. The rest of Magenta's archers have gone down. Now he just only has men at arms. Crossbows being deployed on good numbers. Thanks to Count's Hall, he can deploy crossbows in good numbers. Yellow's even taking time to collect up these exterior food sources, which is very uncommon for English because they have very powerful farms. They really have to venture on the side of the maps, but he doesn't just save up on wood. Fortified outpost, another outpost going on up. There's a couple of villagers collecting up on stone. He could try collecting up stone and encase the sacred site in stone, and then put his longbowmen on top, or crossbows. He does have his monks in the front line as well, healing up his forces. That's usually a thing that Delhi Sultanate does. All the Ottomans, never really the English. Of course, this man-at-arms sort of get overwhelmed. The Holy Roman Empire player has not gotten out blunt weapons nor the two-handed weapons. And we still got more crossbows in build here for yellow. Gunning down some more of these villagers. Another outpost upon the field, going for spring gold, fortified outpost as well. A couple of villagers facing fort as well. He does not have the fur keep nor anything else. I'm not sure why he's pushing forward some villagers. We've got a handful of archers still for the Holy Roman Empire player. And let's see, he's starting to get force sent back. Just too many crossbows in this region. Now we've got armor-clad veteran spearmen research. Yellow's cleaned up the deer over here. The deer's still being cleaned up here, as well as going for the berries. These men-at-arms will find these villagers here. Villagers trying to run away. Yellow will need to get his army over there. None of these villagers will go down. And thanks to the King's Palace, who does have extra villagers compared to his opponent. Nearly 100% more. And now you got the Berkshire Castle going on up. This is a very powerful structure on this map. It will cover the Sacred Site. In fact, the Sacred Site still has 5 minutes remaining. The One Empire player needs to pull out some siege weapons. Will need to start pushing forward. Of course, it does have a good number of outposts. And battery rams sitting on the point will be useful in order to stop the Sacred Site countdown.
Zellen höre zu, Jube geheißen. Also dann,
Berkshire Castle now deployed down the field. Man-at-arms push way forward, trying to gauge these villagers, but does get hit in the back by another man-at-arms. Man-at-arms push way forward, does a good number of crossbows here. Monks gain some good healing, but overall, Magenta's force is simply large right here. Does have the Berkshire Castle firing away with a spring golden placement as well. Gain some damage over here. Sacred Site has 4 minutes remaining. Bombard placement on the way. These villagers trying to collect up wood, needs to find another location. Maybe you can deploy the lumberyard up here. More archer ranges here. He's pulling out some more crossbows. He could go for hand cannoneers, but at this point in time, crossbows be a bit more cost effective. Now I've got Mangonel deployed out by yellow. Mangonel fires, does get some damage there. Archer's being pursued. Magenta's army will go down, and Magenta decides to fall back out of the game now. This end grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.